Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our next keynote address. My name is Dennis Ringland. I'm the chairman of the sponsorship for the MIT CEO Symposium. How do you introduce Tom Davenport, a man who's been named one of the most influential consultants in the world in analytics in 30 seconds or less? Well, here I go with the basics. Distinguished professor of management and IT at Babson College, lecturer on analytics at MIT Sloan, Harvard Business School, Boston University, and Babson College. Fellow of the Initiative on the Digital Economy, co-founder of the International Institute for Analytics, and senior advisor for Deloitte Analytics. He is the author of Only Humans Need Apply and 17 other books, including Competing on Analytics, which had a hand in starting the big data revolution, in my opinion. And it generated the phrase that data science is the sexiest job of the 21st century. His latest endeavor is a new book called The Cognitive Company. It's too early to pre-order, so I ask you to keep your eyes open for it when it is published. It will be, again, quite revealing and true thought leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming my friend, Professor Tom Davenport.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, Dennis. Very happy to be here. Somebody did a good job of designing the morning because we're moving from Eric and Andy talking about sort of the long-term future to this last panel talking about the short-term future of the same topic, AI, cognitive technologies, and I'm going to talk about what's happening today. So it's hard to know what to think about these technologies. On the one hand, there are a lot of people very concerned about humans being out of work. Turns out the fears generally get more attention than the cheers. On the other hand, there are a lot of positives as well. As I say, they don't get as much attention, but we do a lot of things that are full of drudgery in our jobs, and getting rid of them wouldn't be so horrible. There is also, I think, the possibility of breakthroughs in key areas of life, curing cancer or being able to drive long distances without having to do much on our own as a result. When I started this book a couple of years ago, Only Humans Need Apply, I was very negative about the prospects for us humans, but we need a golden age of productivity, and maybe these technologies could help usher it in. I do think this technology is transformative in the long run, if not in the short. And the breadth of tasks that we found in these 160 projects is quite amazing. Every business function you can think of, from legal to HR, audit. Deloitte is working very heavily on cognitive technology for audit. Some early indications of powerful combinations of this constellation of technologies that we call AI or cognitive. Deep learning combined with robotic process automation, for example, in an insurance company that learned Italian on its own. Watson, apparently the Italian version wasn't done, but this deep learning application was able to learn Italian very quickly and use it to answer customer questions. These tasks that smart machines are doing will add up to jobs, and we'll have to worry about this issue of less human employment, but not yet. And of course, when the singularity arrives, can do everything we can do, only better, all bets are off. But most people say that's 20 or 30 years. I will certainly be retired by then. I don't know about you. Some of the financial advisors I like often say getting rich is great, but it's better to do it slowly. And I think becoming a cognitive company is a great idea, but better to do that slowly as well. There are a lot of different technologies. Pick the one that's right for your problem. Don't use a rule-based expert system for recognizing cats on the internet, for example. It doesn't work. Start some pilots, but move toward a broader platform. Have a broader goal in mind. Plan for augmentation. Joy Ito said he's a big fan of But it's all about augmentation and the 5 different types of jobs that we humans will be able to occupy in the future. And I think, automation is, among other things, just a race to the bottom from a strategic standpoint. It lowers everybody's costs, everybody's margins, harder to innovate. So it's better for humans as well to do augmentation. A lot of this work is analytical. About 90% of what you find in cognitive technologies is statistically based in the underlying capability. And so if you have that already, build upon it. Many of the people who have done that work for you can extend their skills into the cognitive space. And then finally, as we said, in the re-engineering era, it doesn't make sense to use these technologies to do exactly the same thing that you've been doing. We need to kind of bring back the lessons from Michael Hammer, the late MIT professor and consultant, who argued it doesn't make sense not to use technology to change the way you do business. So.